Hey, what's up, guys? First of all, I want to say I apologize for my mic quality. I'm using a really cheap headset, but I wanted to show you guys some new updates to my game, EpicRPG. My name is James, also known as Jimbo Slice. I'm going to just show some of the recent updates here. So, first of all, I added a high score table. This is called the Hall of Heroes. You can see the highest level, most gold, and most experience gained without dying. And you can sort each of these by class. So that's really nice. And also, I recently added this menu that shows players' items. So you can see what everybody's wearing that's on the top of the high scores. So another thing you can notice, I have added rare items. There's rare, epic, legendary, and uncommon. And the legendaries can have up to 4 bonus stats. Here's a legendary right here. The bonus stats are all random, and right now it's pretty basic, but you could potentially get 3 of the same roll on this. So you could get like +3 damage, +3 damage, +3 damage. And so if you're looking for the best in slot gear, it could take quite a while to get the perfect items, especially right now because the items only go up to tier 5. In the future, it's going to go a lot higher, but as of right now, the tier 5s drop from the second boss, which is the mummy mage boss in the ancient crypts that you can access through the desert wasteland. So that's a few things. And also, I forgot to mention, there's a bank. So you can store items in here, and this bank is accessible through each of your characters. So I can get on my ranger here. It's the same stuff. So you can store some items here. If you get something really good, put it in there for later. There's no trading at the moment, but that is another thing that I will be adding soon. And another thing that's in consideration is an auction house. I'm not 100% sure about that one yet, but I think that would be a good addition. Right now, the shop is still pretty basic. You can just buy tier 3 weapons just in case you don't run into one while you're outside fighting monsters. You can buy one here. I have an idea for later on, which could come soon, which would basically be like you could spend, say, 10,000 gold, buy an item, and it will randomly roll. So if you're looking for a legendary sword, just come back and keep spam buying a bunch of those, and you can get some legendaries. So I'm going to show a little bit of gameplay here. I'm on a new character, level 3. I don't really have anything good. I have this tier 3 bow. It's basic, no bonus stats on it. So also, if you see some lag on my screen, it's only me because I'm running a bunch of programs on my computer right now. It's making everything lag. I played this on my other computer that has no other programs running. There's no lag, so it's just on my screen right now. So in this map, this is the first map that you're going to be able to enter. It's just a bunch of goblins. They're really easy. And they'll chase after you pretty much like anything in your screen gonna chase you. The archer's special ability is it shoots out 3 arrows, and if the arrows pierce, they stun enemies, and the archer special ability actually does triple damage based on your ability power and your damage. So it's one of the strongest abilities. And so we got a robe here. I don't really need to pick that up. I don't need that either. Let's see. Here's a bow. Here one. Probably don't need that one. Another one of the new features here, you can see items display on the ground as what they are, so there's no bag anymore. Potions. You can have up to 3 potions. I'm calling this a potion belt. Right now, you can have 3 health potions in your potion belt. It's like a currency. You can press Q to use them. And if you have less than 3 potions, you're automatically going to pick up potions when you walk over them. I'm going to enter this cave here so these guys get off of me. Going to have to use a potion there. Your health does regenerate over time. It's based on your vitality, which right here is the new character stats screen. This is pretty cool. It shows you what everything does. It doesn't give you a 100% explanation of what they do, but as you can see here, haste, I have 5 haste, and it's giving me 20% increased attack speed. So each point of haste is 4% attack speed. All of these stats go up as you level up. So I'm level 4 right now. These stats are pretty low. But if I was level 20, I would have more defense, vitality, health, damage, speed, all of that goes up. And that all those stats are going to depend on what class that you're playing. So if you're playing a warrior, your health is going to go up a lot more. Your damage goes up more. And if you're playing an archer, for example, your speed is going to go up more. They have the highest base movement speed. They get really fast. Another thing about the potions is... Okay, that one picked up automatically. Good. I must not have been standing on top of it properly. But you can also stack potions in your inventory. If this isn't full, or if this is full, you can stack 8 potions in your inventory also. So sometimes that's really useful. If you don't have a priest with you, you're going to have a rough time sometimes. You'll start taking a lot of damage. So these minotaurs, they're going to charge at you. This is a pretty easy dungeon. So pretty easy to avoid these guys. If you play it right and you don't get swarmed, you should be good. And you have time to dodge them. Dodge those minotaurs. They give a good amount of XP for a low level, and they drop some good stuff. They drop better than the regular mobs. So there is a boss at the end of this dungeon. And actually, I think what I'll try to do here is I just added a teleporting command for developer accounts. So I can just teleport over to the end if I don't die. You know what? I also have God mode. So let's just do that real quick. God mode increases my defense by 1,000, and that's basically 1,000 points of damage reduction. But anything that hits you is still going to do at least 1 damage, even with 1,000 defense. So here's the boss of the first dungeon. Ooh, I got a epic item down there. And yes, I'm doing this with God mode. If you're really good, like some people are at these bullet hell games, you could do this without God mode at level 6, but it would be a bit of a challenge. So I'm just gonna take this guy out. Bosses now have a way higher chance of dropping rare armor, like above the base level armor. You see, these are basic items. They don't have any bonus stats. So, I mean, if they're an upgrade for you, that's good, but they're not always gonna be better than like these epic items down here. These might be like tier 1 items, but they might be better than a blank tier 2. So we're going to take this guy out. He should drop some good stuff, but it's not a promise. There we go. See what we got. Tier 3 armor for a warrior with plus speed. It's pretty good. And then a sword. See, on this one, it has double speed, so it has plus 6 and plus 4. That's a lot of speed for a sword. That's pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my priest. This is my strongest character right now. Has some pretty good stuff. And this is the second map. You need level 10 to get in here. Level 10 doesn't take long. If you clear that first dungeon, you're going to be level 10 at the end, pretty much. So, another thing to mention, though, is if you die and you respawn without getting revived by a priest, you lose 5% of your XP. So if you're dying a lot, you're going to take longer to level up. So you really don't want to die. Right now, there's no permadeath mechanics, but if you die, all of your inventory items drop into a gravestone for 2 minutes. And if you don't get back and pick up your items within 2 minutes, they turn into a bag. And then it's a public bag. Anybody can take your stuff. So it's just like if you die and you have some good items in your inventory, you're going to want to get back to your gravestone. So I really like the priest because it heals, it can revive other players, and it knocks back and stuns and does a lot of damage. I should have used a health potion there. What just happened right there wasn't really intended. That's something I gotta fix. That has to do with the instances are not. They basically get locked when nobody is alive in the instance. That wasn't supposed to happen, but it's to save server resources. So, say somebody leaves a dungeon that's open, the server's not using resources to like have all those enemies moving around when nobody's in there to see it anyways. So that's what that was from. So to get into the second dungeon, you gotta kill this scorpion right here, this big one. And it can be pretty tough. Those guys, oh shoot. Those guys one-shot you pretty much. If you're a mage or an archer or a priest and you don't have some good like health or defense items, they're gonna one-shot you. They're meant to be really tough. But it definitely is a good strategy to get enough health and defense so they can't one-shot you, because otherwise you're going to be dying a lot. So also another feature I want to show here is you can rotate the camera now. And this is good for this map in particular, which is why I knew it needed to be added. It was suggested a lot. Because if you're going straight up in these hallways and you run into a scorpion, it's going to dash on you before you even see it. So all right. So I'm just gonna right here, we're gonna end this video soon. So I'm gonna turn God mode back on and just teleport around and kind of show what's going on right now. This dungeon is still work in progress, so I'm just gonna teleport around and kind of show what I got right now. There's gonna be at least 10 of these scorpions in this dungeon, and the boss should have 2 scorpions with it every time. You're going to see a little bit of weird movement with this teleporting because it just messes with the movement code. You're not supposed to be able to teleport like this. It's just a admin command. Let's see if I don't get lost in here though. So this dungeon now, it's really random. It's going to be randomly generated every time, same as the first dungeon. And it gets pretty crazy. It's a pretty tough dungeon. The boss is also a work in progress. All right, no boss. Oh, shit. Okay, so here is an ancient chest. These chests spawn items that are automatically, they're going to be at least uncommon rarity, as you see here, but they have a really high chance to give you rares, epics, and legendary items. But the intention is legendary items are supposed to be really rare. Like, you're not going to be getting them all the time. Every item that you get has about a 1% chance to be legendary. It's higher for bosses, though. I think it goes up to about 3%. They're intended to be extremely rare items, and even if you do get them, they might not have the stats you want. But as it stands right now, all of the stats are good for every class. It doesn't matter what class you are, the stats affect everything. So you get ability power on a ranger, that's going to increase your special ability damage. You get ability power on anything, it's increasing your ability damage. So they're all useful, but some stats are going to be better than others. I mean, if you stack ability damage on a mage, you're going to be doing some crazy damage with your fire blast. So same with this priest ability power. You're going to be doing more damage. Your heals are going to be huge. Yeah, this dungeon is really a maze right now. And I don't have a map yet. I plan on adding a map soon, specifically because of this dungeon. You're gonna get lost. You need a map. I just haven't got there yet, so I'm slowly adding features every day. Well, I wouldn't even say slowly, it's actually pretty fast, so I'm really not sure if I'm gonna find this boss, but what I will do, whoops, let's go back here. I'll just reopen this crypt, go in here. I'm going to spawn the boss and show you what it does right now. and what it drops. So, like I said, this is still a work in progress on this guy. But he is pretty tough. The main thing you want to watch out for, he shoots out these 3 balls like that, or 3 to 5. That is his Holy Lance ability. Um, those projectiles do crazy damage if you get hit by them. Most of them do, but some more than others. So those big ones right there, they can one-shot you if you're not strong enough. Let's see if we get anything. All right, so it dropped 1 item. Let's see what we got. Tier 4 quiver. Plus 40 health. I mean, it's not bad, but it could be a lot better. That boss can drop up to tier 5 items, and that's one of the only ways to get tier 5 right now is that boss or that chest that I showed earlier. So, but the tier 5, they're quite a bit more rare. So getting a full set of that, it's not particularly easy. You can do this dungeon solo. It takes quite a bit to do it solo though, so it's a lot better with a group. If you have a warrior that can take some hits, warriors are really tanky. They can stun. So, I mean, they have a lot of health. They're good for tanking the scorpions. So I guess one last thing before I go and finish this video. I'm just going to show an example of how the items spawn. I added a command to spawn items on the floor. So new bag. So these are going to be tier 1 to tier 5 items, just randomly. This is how they would drop in the world if you were getting them from monsters. You can see we got a uncommon, got a rare, and a lot of blank items here. Then I will do bag 2 command. This is all legendary items. So these are some examples of legendary items of different tiers. The bonus stats on these items go up the higher tier the item is. So you can see right here, any item of the fox already has plus speed, but then you also have the bonus stats. We got speed on 2 of them. So you can see how that could really stack up. If you got all bonus stats speed, you'd be going really fast. Be like Sonic in here. So just some examples. See these tier 1s, the bonus stats are really low. Then you go to the tier 4, see it has plus 7 speed at the bottom there. Another thing about these bonus stats you might have noticed. Uh, shit, that went away. Let me spawn another bag. Um, these bonus stats, like see this one right here, the max health. Those stats are random also. It's still going to be higher because it's a tier 5, but the stats are going to be random, a little bit random. So let's say the max you could get is plus 45 max health on here. So you could potentially get plus 45, plus 45. So pretty much it's going to be really hard to get a best in slot item. I mean, you could be searching for a while. So that adds a lot of replayability to this game. And in the future, that's going to be a really big deal. The reason that I like this is because I'm a big fan of Diablo 2. And you see, Diablo 2 is still popping in 2026. It was my favorite game as a kid, still one of my favorite games. There's a reason it's popping, and that's because of replayability. That's what I'm working on this game, EpicRPG, which, by the way, this is not a permanent name for the game. Um, I don't have a name for the game yet, so we're just waiting on that. But if you made it this far, thank you for watching. If you're interested in the project, I would really appreciate if you subscribed, possibly join the Discord server, give any feedback. If you want to play the game, let me know what you think. I am having an amazing time building this game and talking to people who are playing it, working with them to do updates and fixes. And so far, everything's been great. Everybody's awesome. So it's good. It's going to be a good time. And thank you all for watching. See you later.